Skip it up and that up. Patent trolls are everywhere, and they are cancerous. What exactly is a patent troll? A patent troll is a company that obtains the rights to one or more patents in order to profit by means of licensing or litigation, rather than by producing its own goods or services. Now, when it comes to the textbook definition, the company that's suing Nintendo today technically isn't a patent troll, but the reason why I'm still calling them that, well, you'll see in a second. Now, there's a company out there called Gamevice, and a few years back they had a device called the WikiPad, and what it was a tablet that had a controller accessory that you could slide the tablet into, and it had, a gamepad, so you could play games natively in Android and use an actual controller. For its time, it was a pretty cool device. It ran on Tegra 3, which wasn't really anything special, but at the time, people thought Tegra 3 was special. Again, it had a controller, a full-fledged controller, so when you played Android games, they felt more like a console experience, and it did receive good reviews, but it didn't sell well. Gamevice dropped the WikiPad, and they moved on to just making accessories for Android and iOS devices. Now again, let that sink in. Gamevice is no longer selling the WikiPad. They're not selling them anymore. I'm sure if you look around on Amazon and eBay and on the web, you can still find them. Why, I don't know. It's a really dated device. Why would you want it now? But you could. But they aren't manufacturing them anymore. But that's not stopping them from suing Nintendo, saying that the Switch is a ripoff of the WikiPad, a product that Gamevice is not even selling anymore. Now, I'm quoting here directly from Destructoid. I'll also have an Engadget article below in the description you can check out. Gamevice believe that the Joy-Con infringes on their concept of detachable controllers that can connect to either side or a screen or flexible bridge section, to be exact. The lawsuit calls for Nintendo to pay damages, again, to a product that they're not selling anymore to the company, and the cessation of all further Switch sales. Again, I'm going to repeat this as many times as possible in this video, for a product that Gamevice isn't even selling anymore. They're not making money off of it because they're not manufacturing it. Now, continuing on from Destructoid, though the Nintendo Switch and the WikiPad are different devices in many ways, even in the function of the Joy-Con themselves, which can be operated whilst detached from the unit, it is ultimately the connectivity of the controller section that the case seems particularly focused on. Neither of Gamevice nor Nintendo have commented further on the case thus far. Now, I've seen the WikiPad before, and just to refresh myself, I watched a review before making this video, and I could see, all right, there are some similarities, but it is not lawsuit worthy. First and foremost, you're picking the big fish, huh, Gamevice? Because I could tell you right now, you could go on Amazon and find many devices that are similar to the WikiPad, or whether they be an accessory or whatever the case may be. Why aren't you suing those smaller companies? Why aren't you suing them? Why are you going after Nintendo? They look a hell of a lot more, in my opinion, like the WikiPad than the Switch does. Why are you going after Nintendo? Oh, I know why. Because they have more money. They have more money. Your shit device that you haven't sold for years, you're just looking to make a buck off of it. This is why I still call it patent trolling. Because, okay, at least Gamevice had a device. They don't just file patents and go suing people for things they haven't even made. But you aren't even making a WikiPad anymore. You haven't made one since, I believe, I could be wrong about this, 2013. 2013. Now all of a sudden Nintendo comes out with the Switch in 2017. Now all of a sudden you're concerned about your intellectual property surrounding the WikiPad. And again, why aren't you going after these smaller companies which their devices look more like the WikiPad than the Nintendo Switch does? Oh, because you just want some money. You want money, and then you want them to cease manufacturing the Switch? You want Nintendo to stop manufacturing the Switch for a product that's not even being made anymore? I am so tired of this crap, man. I hope Nintendo buries you into the ground. And what scares me is one day one of these idiots are going to win one of these cases, okay, these patent trolls, and that's going to open up Pandora's box. Please, Nintendo, wipe the floor with these guys. I could see, at least if they were still selling the thing, maybe, okay, I still think Nintendo would win, but all right, at least you're making the product, and even though I think the case is complete crap, fine. fine, bring them to court, but you're not even making the WikiPad anymore. And if you haven't made one for the past 4 years, you can't say, oh, but we were thinking about it again, or we had one in development. You haven't come out with a WikiPad in 4 years? That in the tech world is like 50 years. Are you serious? I'm so tired of this, man. And Nintendo, please win, because all we need is one company to fail winning against these patent trolls and have the patent trolls win for it to become a legal disaster for many other companies. I'm all for people protecting their IPs, but crap like this needs to stop. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.